you, Dr. Jhalawat. Now, for introducing our chief guest of the function and for a welcome address of this valedictory session, I request Dr. S.K. Jhalawat to please come and deliver the welcome address. Dr. Jhalawat.
Presently designated Vice Chancellor DAV University Jalandhar and former Vice Chancellor of Punjab University Chandigarh, Dr. R.K. Salar, Chairperson Department of Biotechnology and convener of this conference, Organizing Secretaries Dr. Priyanka Sivas, Dr. Duhan. I welcome you all on this session, that is your valedictory session. I am highly privileged to become the founder chairperson of the biotechnology department as a professor of cell biology. Currently, he has over more than 246 publications and 22 books. And his research work, particularly in the area of cancer and nanobiology, has more than 1,200 citations with an 20H factor, highest factor, and has been had or be a part of the advisory board of different
Invited speech by eminent scientists in their respective fields. To present
a conference on biotechnology, which has been organized by the Department of Biotechnology of this university. Dear delegates, Professor Softi needs no introduction as elaborated by Professor Jhalawat. Sir, we feel greatly honored by your gracious presence in this function, as you have distinguished yourself in the field of biotechnology and administration. You are a great inspiration to all of us present in this hall. Sir, we have received marvelous response from our scientific community, who have contributed over 265 abstracts from all over India and abroad, including Slovakia, Egypt, Tanzania. As far as the report of this conference is concerned, the opening session was addressed by Dr. K.C. Bhardwaj, Vice Chancellor, Chaudhary Dev Lal University, Sirsa, Professor B.C. Das, Director, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Center for Biomedical Research. They delivered the keynote address on a very interesting topic, that is transcriptional targeting of virus oncogenes, a novel therapeutic approach to control tumor progression. Professor S.K. Jhalawat, conference chair, welcomed the delegates and also acknowledged the support of those organizations who have extended financial support to our programs. He also discussed various biotechnological strategies for addressing micronutrient malnutrition. Then in this session we have 3 oral presentations. The first oral presentation was presented by Dr. Sunita Jain from Bioinformatics section from Hisar. Dr. Sunita told a need to increase the global plant productivity, and for this we need to improve the starch content in crops such as rice. She also discussed about the structure of, he told that chickpea is the third most important legume crop after dry bean and phenotyping during crossbreeding. Then in this session, oral presentations, one oral presentation was delivered by Dr. Kanwaljit Singh Sandhu from our Food Science and Technology department on the topic starch, its functional in vitro digestibility and its modification. Dr. Sandhu told about starch and its various properties. He told about the beneficial effects of persistent starch particularly. He also discussed about the biodegradable films from starch and various starch modifications.
We always think of ourselves and that we have forgotten. But Obama has realized that what India can give, nobody can give to the world. See, so India is the threshold of occupying its rightful position in a community of nations, because we, the young people, we did mistakes. We created this chaotic situation. It's a you young people who have to survive. You have to think what type of country you want, what type of living you want, because many of the world leaders have now realized if mankind has to prosper, Mahatma Gandhi has to be universal role model. And that, not me. It's a Western world says. It's a European world says that Mahatma Gandhi's thought, you should realize, they have some deep thought there for a good humanity, good world, not only nation, but a peaceful world. And everybody think India played host perhaps of the most important countries of the world: US, Russia, France, Italy, Japan, China. In 2006, of the nature of agar or, and we know that when we think of the eyes move, but when we close eyes, automatically inner eyes open, and you can see anything you think of, anything you think of, which you might not have seen. You get some images of Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, or Christ, or anybody. Or you can reach anywhere. Sitting here, you can see New York, you can see Germany, but closing your eyes. You can see that one, unless you are Brahm. So the two words Brahm and Brahm. When eyes are closed, we are Brahm. When eyes are open, is a Brahm. That's it. So we have to distinguish between Brahm and Brahm. That's what our culture said, and that's what we became imprisoned. As long as the God particles, we have been talking in a different way. Now they know something is there, but still it is not true. Who made that particle? From where it came? Nobody can tell us. So something is there. Atharvaveda says that there are 7 types of suns. There is Satta, Surashya, Rashtra, signifying
Our
7.
cultural heritage. And I think by listening to your talk, each of us will definitely now become more logical in our life. Thank you very much. That really was contributed, and they thoroughly evaluated the posters, and under each category 3 posters have been selected for prizes and certificates. So I will request Dr. Ashish Talwar to please request Dr. Ashish for distribution the posters in each category.
Only we could think it is possible to organize such a successful event. Thank you very much.
Stages, that is before the surgery, pre-surgical staging, it includes various tests, and pathological staging. Pathological staging is done mainly after the surgery process. So pathological staging is more important as compared to the clinical staging, and it gives more clear idea about the breast cancer stage. Next please. Now, as Dr. Mahesh have said that mutations are change in the genotype which contributes towards the change in phenotype. So SNP is also the allelic variance that occurs in genome, and occasionally SNP may actually cause a disease. Normally SNPs are not associated with the disease type. Always it is not associated with this disease type, but occasionally it may be associated with disease type. So it can be used to search for and isolate the disease causing gene. So genetic variation in human genome is an emerging resource for studying the cancer, and SNP studies and the mutagenesis studies, they identified various amino acid substitution in protein coding region that may contribute towards various diseased states. Next please. So this is the data that have been released by National Cancer Institute, in which these SNPs are considered towards the risk factor for breast cancer gene, and these are basis for this protocol is the sequence data as well as the structural data. Methodology include the retrieval of human breast cancer gene, then the data mining for the SNPs of human breast cancer gene. Here the data mining was done only for the non-synonymous coding SNPs. The synonymous coding SNPs were not considered for the data mining of SNPs or for the analysis further. So SNP analysis in human breast cancer gene were done by SIFT prediction and polyfill prediction. So this is an outline of SIFT protocol. user can input their query sequence and it generate a consensus sequence or conserved sequence of related proteins. Then it builds the